Squid Game season 3 is out, and there's a lot of questions that I want to ask. There is a lot of things that we need to dissect, and I don't understand how this woman will eliminate her own son for someone that she does not even know. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to give you all the juicy details that you need to know about the Squid Game season 3 that just came out. Stay tuned and don't leave. I have jotted down all details that I need because I don't want to miss out in anything. I want to give you as odd as it is. I don't want to miss out on anything. I want you to get all the juicy things and juicy details that you will need. So episode one started off like very slow. Like I was bored. Like it was giving, what is this? Like I'm tired. Like maybe we should just wrap this up. Wrap this up already. But after like episode one started off with player 456 being devastated. I don't even know what was written. I felt like probably was traumatized from the way that his friends were killed in season two and everything like that. But it was not just giving episode one. But then they had to vote whether they want to do the next game or not. And then they decided to do the next game. Majority voted for the next game, which was season two. And then the next game, they were divided into two we were divided into two different groups. There was red, there was blue. There was red, there was blue, and then the red had to eliminate the blue ones, and the blue ones had to hide and fight, exist, whatever, so that they will not be eliminated. I had the right to change if they want to change from being the eliminator to being the eliminatee. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm trying to let you know. They had the privilege to change, which some of them did. I'm sure you might be hearing some noise. Just please ignore them because I'm currently in my salon and I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot, but ignore. And before I forgot to introduce myself. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rayo. I am so happy to have you here and I'm sure you will love it right here. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you. Let's get right into the video because I don't want too much talk. So, like I said before, episode one started slow, and episode two we had to do the game, and a lot of them were eliminated in episode two. But during episode two, the lady that was pregnant in season two gave birth doing the whole thing. And then there's this woman that came in with her son. She didn't come in with her son, but she and her son later link up in the game. And then she eliminated her son. And I'm wondering why did this woman eliminate her son? Because it doesn't make sense. And tell me why she eliminated her son because of somebody that she doesn't even know from anywhere. Because no, I told you that they were linked into two groups, the one that have to eliminate and the one that have to run for their life. So the son was the one that asked to eliminate somebody. If not, the son will be eliminated. So the son they were at the last minute, and then she just eliminated her own son with her own hands, so that her son would not eliminate the lady that just gave birth to her baby. That's so crazy. Oh God. And I'm wondering why? Why did you do that? Your own son. This is not somebody else. This is your son. But that was it. Came back into the house, house. Yeah, they came back into the house. They had to choose if they want to play the next game. They chose it. They want to play. The majority of them chose again to play the next game. Then, like I was saying, player 456 was not really giving too much. Like at that point, it was just there. Like it was just laid back and everything. But the woman came to talk to him that she please look after the baby and the baby mama that just give her that she look after them, she protect them, whatever, whatever. And then that was in episode three, yes. And then in episode four, that was that the woman hanged herself and died. Was it in episode four or episode three? Oh, that was in episode three. I knew that she was going to like do something because I can't. She can't just live like that. And also in episode three, that was where we have the detective. I'm sure if you remember season two, there was this detective that was trying to find the island. So there was this captain that was with them. They didn't know that the captain was a spy or a slide that is going to slide it. And then there was this other colleague that was warning the detective about the captain. But the captain decided not to hear that this person that he does not want to hear. I don't know why people always choose to ignore people's gut feeling. So that's why I ignored the man's gut feeling. And then come and see his face when he finally realized that the captain is actually a spy, he's a sly. That's why I eliminated most of his crew members that was on the boat. And it remained him. See his face when everything done on him that, oh, this man is actually someone that they should not trust. And that was where in episode three, they had to play the game. The game was jump rope, and I know the lady that gave birth, she sprained her leg in the first game that they played, sprained her ankle, and she could not jump. So I thought that the mother that hanged herself told the player 456. Let's just use that player number. The player 149 told player 456 that he should protect the child. So that's when the player 456 now came to like finally to just to protect the baby. So sorry. So during that jump rope game, that was when the man later came to life, started protecting the baby. So yeah, the lady could not jump. So he told the lady that he would jump because now those VIPs in that videos are the most annoying people that are so annoying. Because tell me why they now decided to not add the baby to the game. Baby that does not know anything, they now try to add the baby to the game. So that was how the baby later joined the game. Because if they were planning to leave the baby behind before, then jump, then since the baby is not part of the game, the baby is safe. Not knowing that the baby is also part of the game. So player 456 had to jump the rope to the other side. Then he said he's going to come back for the mother of the baby. But while he was coming back, there were so many people on the bridge already, so he could not go back. And the woman could not jump. She just told player 456 to please protect her baby and whatever, whatever. No, 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 no. And then she jumped. And that's that she also got eliminated. It was so sad to see. And it's so I don't know, it's so intense to see how far our mothers can go to protect their child. I mean, you just give it to this child which day, and then you can go to this extent for this child. It's so heartbreaking, or it's so heartbreaking. So that's why the player died. The player got eliminated. That's player 222. And now tell me why these VIPs decided to give the baby the mother's play number and had the baby in as a player. I just can't deal. Like there were so many cycles. There were so many cycles in this movie, and I'm like, what are you even thinking? And did I forget that the father of the baby was still in all these things? Like, did I forget to mention that the father of that baby is also in the game? The most useless father I've seen in this world. Definition. She define useless father. Oh God. Before you even be a father, you're supposed to be a good person. He was never a good person. So how is he going to even be a good father? So let's just leave that one because I'm still coming back to come and tell you the top players that I will talk about. So that was when he went back into the house and then they gave them their final. These people did not know that it's their last supper that they hit, but it was like a very big dining whatever, and then there were so many food for them to fill in, and these people were hungry. People that were even greedy with money, they're greedy with food. I'm like, this is your last supper, you're eating like this. We're eating very well though, because all of you will soon be eliminated. So that was how they were now told the terms of the next game. They had the right to choose who they want to eliminate in the next game. They had to eliminate at least three players in the next game for them to win. Just three, at least three players, but they can eliminate more. So that was how they had to choose. And then the 456 chose that he wants to leave. The baby could not vote. And then this other guy that his story really touched me also choose to leave. During the game, we got addicted to some kind of drugs that was a substance that was bring into the game by some people, and then he started losing it. And the guy, wait, I'll tell you the story of the guy later, but he also choose to leave. So the main people that choose not to leave now decided that they will eliminate those that choose to leave in the next game. When everybody had gone to bed, that was how the host called for player 456. Player 456 went to see the host, and to his surprise, it was the guy that was in the previous season. The guy that was in the previous season with him, and then he was surprised. He was so offended. He wanted to know what he wanted to do. He wanted to punch him in the eye, choke him in his chest, and everything. So the guy was like, "Calm down, you can't kill me, whatever, whatever." So he didn't let that do for the guy. Then the guy gave him a knife that he should eliminate those that want to eliminate him and the child, and then he can win the money and everything. So the guy took the knife. He tried to eliminate them, but he could not. So the next game came, and then the game was in 3 rounds. They had to eliminate one person per round. I said to eliminate the player 125 before the player 456 and the baby, because it was so sad because player was addictive to some substance in the game. The guy was just not hit. It was already turning. It was already turning to a cycle. So he was eliminated. It was so sad. It was so sad because this is someone like someone that has been bullied his entire life and everything. That it felt like it was always being picked on. It's not like it just felt like it was always being picked on. It was always being picked on. So after eliminating him, they moved to the next round. They wanted to eliminate the baby. They were trying to persuade the forefathers to leave the baby, let the baby go, and everything like that. It was just a mess and everything. And then you see all those video shows in the game, those really greedy, especially this player. But don't worry, I'll tell you about the player later. So they almost like all of them that choose to, almost like all of them that choose to stay in the game, they got eliminated. They pushed themselves down the stuff and then they got eliminated. We had one player that was there, which is player 039, that they were supposed to push over because the baby of the father later now turned to the 456 and player 456 that oh he's on the side, that you should not worry, he's on the side, that once they eliminate this one, there will be one more that they can eliminate in the final round and then they cannot win the money. And then the one more that they were thinking to eliminate in the final round, that one just changed the game. It just changed the game and then the guy eliminated himself. So it didn't count. No, it would have counted if they were on the next round, but they were never on the next round. So the stop was just invalid. And then now that was when you now see the true color of the father of the baby. That's when I see the true color of the baby daddy. Not knowing that that man is a useless guy. So all along, I could have seen from the point that he was trying to act like he was not related to the baby, so that they would not really pull eye on him and everything, so that he can actually protect the baby. If that was what he was trying to do, but that was not it all. When it comes to the fact that they had to eliminate one more person, the man said he should the property should give him the baby. Like all this intense movie that they are both on the verge of death, or he wants to kill and he wants to collect the baby from the forefathers. So the forefather was like he's not going to give him the baby, that he wants to kill the baby for the next round and everything like that. Imagine the father wants to kill his own child, wants to eliminate his own child because of money. I really don't know. That's what I said. The people that wrote this story, they are psychos. They are psychos. So that was how it happened. And then the four faces and the baby, the four faces and the player 333, which is the father of the baby, started fighting, started. And at the end of the day, the father of the baby died. At the end of the day, the father of the baby got eliminated, and then we now have player 456 and player 222, which is the baby. And while they thought player 456 was going to throw the baby down, but he didn't. Instead, guess what the man did? He jumped off. But before he jumped off, he said, "We are not horses, we are humans, and humans are." I really wanted to hear the end of the humans are, but we didn't hear it. The man jumped off, and that was it. That was how it ended, and then player 222 won. But before player 222 won, sorry, after player 222 won, that was when the detective now got hang of the island after everything has ended, and then they now planned to evacuate the whole building, and then there was a explosives that was going to like the whole place, the whole place in the movie. So while there was a timer and there was a countdown, 30-minute timer and everything like that, people were rushing now, they were rushing now. So in conclusion, because that one I didn't really understand what they were doing there. In conclusion, let me talk about the players that really stand out to me. The 456. The 456 won before. Number one is the 456. 456 won before, and then he came back. He said he wants to come and help and everything. What stand out to me most about his own character is that he could die for the baby. He didn't really stand about. I'm like, well, okay. Anyhow, and then player 100, player 100. That man, if you have that kind of person in your life, that man is a very greedy fellow. If his children, if his entire family was in the game, I'm sure he's going to eliminate every single one of them just so he can get the money. So if you have someone like that, someone that is really and self-centered like that just know only about himself, cares only about himself, remove that person from your life. Just remove that person from your life. Find a way to just separate yourself from that person. So another player that stand out to me is player 333. Not like he stand out, but that guy just want to talk about it. He's a useless father. I don't have anything else to say that. He's a useless father because when the lady, the player 222, the mother initially, when she gave her to the child, he didn't even come to see her. He didn't even come to do anything. And even at the goat want to eliminate the baby. Even at the goat, he didn't even care. He wanted to like for you to know how that's why they say the mother bond is stronger than the father and child bond. The mother was willing to eliminate herself for her baby, but the father wants to eliminate the baby for himself. Like, come on, that's crazy. The other player that stood out to me is player 149. She eliminated her own son with her own and I just can't believe it. And then later she now started crying about it. I'm like, if you knew you were going to start crying about it, you should not have done it in the first place. Why are you now crying over spilled milk and then you now angry yourself? Whatever. But I feel for her though, but still, it does not make sense to me. Over someone that you have not met, over someone you don't even know before in your life, does not make sense to me. Then I feel like people were not putting like those people that were like particularly about player 222 were not putting her because she was pregnant and everything. That's why everybody was angry her with care. Because if she was not pregnant when she came in, I'm sure people would have eliminated her since. So that's why people were not like just now with care and then trying to look out for her. And then when everything now happened, then the detective later found the island and everything. Please ignore any noise you're hearing. I'll try as much as possible to remove all this noise from my video, but if I'm not able to remove everything, just ignore it. So, like I was saying, when the detective later find the island, when the detective later found that everybody was already eliminated, you get. So it was just the baby and everything. And I think he later found the baby but wait, yeah, another person that sounded to me was Officer 11 and player 246. I don't know what their connection is. I really still can't remember what their connection is because what's their connection? Why was she putting herself, her life in line for that man? Why was she trying to save the man so hard? I heard it's because he has a daughter that was sick, almost the same age as her own daughter that got missing and everything. But I still don't understand why you have to put your life in line for someone else. Well, I guess people are people are human. Sorry, we are human, and then we have this human feeling. And I feel like the detective was the one that took all the money that belonged to the baby because he was the one that later found the baby, and then he had the card to withdraw the money from the baby's the one that was given to the baby, not the baby one. So now, finally, let's talk about the flaws that me I see. I don't know what you see. If you watch it, just let me know about what you saw. But number one flaw is what happened to the baby because we only saw that the baby was there and then the baby had the card, whatever. Well, what happened to the baby? Did the baby later? Because who knows what will happen to who took care of the baby? Who was responsible for the baby? Because it's a baby and the father and the mother has died. So who would have been responsible for the baby? And then number two was there was no clear view of how the money vanished. I'm not really because I heard before that the detective might have took money. I'm not really sure if the detective took the money or not. But there was no clear view of this is how the money happened and whatever, whatever. But that's number two. And then number three, what was that last scene about? Because the last one was showing another progress of or another process of another game or whatever. But I don't understand. Does it mean that the game is not over yet, or does it mean that even with everything, that people are still so desperate that they will still play that game if they were given the chance to? And one thing is, I really feel like the Squid Game might not be over yet. I feel like they might want to do another. It might not be a season. It might be like a movie to show everything that happened because there's so many things left unsaid. There's so many things untouched that we really need answers to. Because you cannot just give us something and then you didn't give us the end. You didn't give us the storyline was quack at the end. Like the ending was just there. So I just feel like probably there might be a movie. And at this point, I am tired of Squid Game. Like I'm tired. So that's all about this video, and I'll be catching you on another video soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and tell me what you saw in the movie if you have watched the movie, and tell me if you enjoy how I tell my story. So that's all for now. I'll see you on another video soon. So bye besties. Catch you later.